All right, all right, all right. It's the fall, which means football is kicking off and every single network is fighting for your viewership this fall with a host of new shows to choose from. Some look great, some look, we'll see. But one show in particular called New Amsterdam stood out to me, specifically the reason why every critic seems to be jumping on this and saying it's such a great critique of the modern healthcare system, and they're loving it because apparently it promotes socialized medicine. So, let's watch the trailer, see if the show's going to be good, and where they're pushing a certain agenda. Let's find out. Oh, beautiful skyline. Big city. Wait, hold please. How did this kid, he looks like he just stumbled off this airplane. How did he get through customs to come to the United States? Apparently he's come from a really hard country. I wonder how in the, anyway, we'll hope they talk about it. Let's find out. Hopefully this poor kid does okay.
New Amsterdam Hospital.
That's why TV shows are magic.
This hospital is a city unto itself. We perform the world's first C-section in the world's first maternity ward.
I know the history.
The dean makes me tell it to every...
You recognize that guy? That's Ryan Eggold. If you remember, he was on the Blacklist, and if you stand out in a show with James Spader, you know you're a good actor. He's a fantastic actor, so he's going to do great for the show, for sure.
Medical director.
And how many of those have you worked with?
5 in 5 years.
Ooh,
Will everyone in the cardiac surgical department please raise your hands? Great. Great, thank you. You're all fired.
Shoot! What's going to happen?
Any department who places billing above care, you will be terminated.
Okay, I kind of get where he's coming from. Obviously, you want to focus on your care for your patient, do the best job possible. It's more important than your paycheck necessarily. We want to do the best job with our patients we get in there. But is his complaint that people aren't doing as good a job as they can do with the people that come in, or that you're requiring a paycheck to see different patients? When a doctor's keep in mind, the average in the United States takes about 10 to 15 years to become a doctor, and you get about $250,000 in debt. How many people will want to go through that cycle to, help all these people if you're not going to be able to be compensated for the time you spent away from your family, having a life, kids, whatever, the 15 years it takes to get to this spot, if there's not any type of financial incentive to do so? Let's see if they talk about that.
So, how can I help?
Hopes and dreams, probably.
We all feel like the system is too big to change.
We'll call you when we have a doctor available, okay, honey?
So this kid's problem is that there's not enough doctors. I wonder what would happen if you ask every doctor to donate their time for free. How many people will donate the rest of their lives to this career of being a doctor if they're not going to be compensated and be able to enjoy some aspects of life with their family and their outside of their career? I wonder if there'd be a greater shortage of doctors if they did that. But again, it's a TV show,
But we are the system, and we need to change. Let's be doctors again.
Let's be doctors again. Not gonna get political.
Going somewhere?
I have to tape segments with the morning show.
I actually expect you to practice medicine because it's your job.
You're funny.
I love their reactions. I think all the actors in the show look phenomenal, by the way. I'm not harking on any actors. I would, any actors would love to be on any of these kind of shows.
Patient presenting all the signs of malaria, TB, or
Ebola.
Oh no! Our poor kid has Ebola. Not a cold, not a common cold. He flew to the United States, apparently smuggled himself onto this aircraft because he has Ebola and had to come to the United States. How is that possible? How did he make it there? Anyway, let's just continue.
I need you to do a throat biopsy. Just take a second.
Sure. For what patient?
Me.
He's so good.
This girl has been abused 3 times in the foster care system.
If you can't help Gemma as a doctor, then just help her as a human being.
Am I allowed to do that?
You are now.
We'll just break all over. Okay, here's the thing. It all sounds good and feels good, all this kind of stuff, like free healthcare for everything. Healthcare is a human right. You should be able to do anything outside of your professional boundaries as a doctor with a patient. The reason these are in place is because that not everyone is angels. And if you have someone that's literally in control of your life that you have to trust 100%, telling you all kinds of things, this can be abused very, very, very easily. That's why there's a certain chain of command. My wife's a nurse. She's not allowed to do a whole bunch of different stuff with the patients. There's a list of things that you can and cannot do. But obviously it sounds good in a TV show.
Why did you perform half as many procedures as your colleagues?
Because there's other ways to help people than by cutting them open.
Run the cardiac surgical department.
There is no cardiac surgical department.
Then build one.
Build one. It's great for the trailer. In real life, how would you do that? If you're doing everything for free and your hospital, you're like, oh, we're not gonna worry about profits anymore. How are you gonna afford to build a new wing that can save hundreds and thousands of people's lives? How are you gonna afford to do that? How are you gonna just build a building? How are you gonna do that? With your hopes and dreams again, like a great slogan? Yeah, this is where all those things thrown at you about universal health care and all these things. There's a cost to everything. There's a reason in the United States you would fly to the United States if you have Ebola or any major disease. You have the best chance. Here, it's because of the innovation that we have through incentives for different doctors. And obviously, there's different hospitals that donate their time and resources all the time, and many doctors do that, and they should be praised for it. But running a hospital like that, it's going to tank very quickly. Half the hospitals in the United States are in deficit. They're running under the green. So that's not the best way to be able to expand and help new people, is it?
Forget it.
No.
Dr. Bloom, wait!
No, don't go to Ebola with no gloves.
Gemma, what do you want to happen?
Nobody has ever asked me that before.
That girl, as an actor, like, this is just me, I noticed. That girl just crushed this scene. Like, there were so many levels in their emotion there. I really hope this girl has a longer arc in the show than one episode, because she looks like she's the real deal, whoever that is.
Working here, being able to save someone else's sister or someone's daughter. It's a dream come true.
They're not gonna let you come in here and just help people.
So let's help as many as we can before they figure us out.
So good. Yeah, I think it's just the main thing with this show or any TV shows, you gotta understand, like, obviously it's not real life. Like House, it was great, probably the best medical show ever. It's not real life. This show is obviously not going to be real life, but if they're peddling it as, look, see, this is what can happen. These are the things wrong with our healthcare system. This is why we should have universal healthcare. This is why we should have socialized healthcare. Then no, I do have a problem with that. I'm going to have to call it out every time I see it. But I hope the show itself is good and it steers away from that. Hopefully the critics are just trying to latch onto that aspect of the show. But we'll see this fall, and I have a feeling that they will steer directly into that political sphere. But hopefully not. We'll see. All right. See you guys. All right, so if you enjoyed that video, please consider becoming a premium member to The Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.